Hey guys, happy Wednesday. Today is Wednesday, November 20th. I am stoked, excited, beyond belief to do the first TedTries episode, series, show, where I get to try stuff that I haven't tried before, go places I haven't been before, do things I haven't done before. None of that's going on right now, but I have definitely not been here at the Basin. So let us know you can hear us and see us. That's always the most important thing. Give us a thumbs up or a heart. I'm here with my friend Sean Kelley. Sean Kelley's awesome. We've got two amazing gentlemen behind the scenes. You should see and smell what I'm seeing and smelling. It's unbelievable. Drove all the way out here to Sanford, no passport required. It was actually a really cool drive. So, all right, we're live, we're good. So welcome, my friend. We've been trying to do this for a while. We know each other from a different life, the real estate world that is crazy. But you have bigger dreams, bigger things going on. And so I want to hear the journey of that. So let's start with you. Tell us a little bit about you.
Okay. Well, I originally grew up in upstate New York and moved down here in the early 90s.
What's upstate? Is it the true like upstate, or is it like just outside the city?
Way upstate, north of Syracuse.
Oh,
20 miles from Canada.
Oh gosh, yeah,
St.
you are.
Lawrence River area, yeah.
St. Lawrence River area. Okay, I'm learning.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Okay, and what brought you here?
My dad was in the trucking business, and they had a office down here and went up there. And after I graduated high school, he said, "I'm moving to Florida. Do you want to go?" And I said, "Yeah, I do."
I mean, you probably still like the cold weather. Are you a cold weather person?
Yes.
Oh yeah. See, no, not me. I was born in Jersey and lived in New York, and I do not miss that cold. Especially, they're all suffering right now, and look how gorgeous it is outside.
It is beautiful here.
You guys
today,
are missing it.
Sure.
It's so beautiful here. What's up, Suzanne? Hey, Jeff. How you guys doing? So you come down here, and then what do you want to be when you grow up? What's your impetus? What do you want to? What's your thing that you want to do? Did you have like a goal?
I didn't really. I think I always thought in my mind I was some type of a businessman. So it always intrigued me. Yeah.
So why? Like, was there growing up? Did your family, were they all about business? Or did you just go, you know what? I'd like to run my own company someday.
My dad bought the trucking company that he was working for. It was Seaway Motor Express, and they turned it into SMX Transport. And that was right kind of when I was going through like learning what the world was about, and I was intrigued by that. I thought it was awesome to own your own business and be your own boss type of thing. So,
I mean, it is awesome, but we'll talk about the challenges maybe later on. So what was your first business?
Well, my very first business was a newspaper route.
A newspaper route?
Yeah.
See, that's how a lot of multi-gazillionaires start their worlds out, like just throwing papers.
Right.
You had a bike route?
I did have a bike route, but on Sundays, thanks to my dad, he would get up with me. He reminds me about this all the time, too. At 5 a.m., and we'd fold all the papers and go out in the blaring cold in upstate New York and pass out the newspapers.
So as an adult, what did you do? What was your first foray into owning your own business?
I opened Kelley Real Estate Group after worked for Vance Realty with Barbara Vance, who was a big inspiration.
She's amazing.
Yeah, great educational classes. I lived over on the east side of Orlando, and I would drive all the way into when their office was in Metro West for their weekly classes, and I always found it very educational, inspirational. And the real estate world started booming, so I jumped right in after 2 years of being a realtor and opened up Kelley Real Estate Group and had my own brokerage. And
what was that like? And happy Thanksgiving to you too, Ellen, by the way. What was that like? Was it because that's pre-2008?
Yes.
Yeah. So back then, there was so much opportunity. There is now, but this is before the crash.
Right.
Was owning and being a broker what you expected?
It was. It had its challenges for sure. I think I was maybe a little too green to have done it at the time, but I like everything else I do, I just kind of jump right in and learn as I go. It's a people business with the agents that are your partners in the real estate world, and also the clients. And it was a little bit challenging at first, but I think we found our groove, and things were increasingly getting better, so that made it a lot easier. I know, nowadays it's a little bit tougher. There's a lot more competition. Marketing is completely different nowadays with the internet and online and all that stuff. So if I went back into it tomorrow I probably wouldn't do nearly as good as.
Well, you didn't leave real estate completely, right? You have St. Lawrence title.
Correct.
So talk about that. Why did you move from owning your own brokerage to get into the crazy title world?
So in the wonderful boom that we all talk about in 2008, 2009, I still had both St. Lawrence Title and Kelley Real Estate going, and I just made a decision to let one go and try to focus on and save one. And I had a business partner, Dana Williams, in St. Lawrence Title, so together we struggled our butts off, and we made it through, you know, and
because it was a
times.
struggle, guys.
It was terrible.
It was awful. I was talking to someone in the last couple of weeks. They used to have something called the mortgage implosion site, where you would check every day to see what mortgage company was shutting down, and then you would know what deals were going to close or what they weren't going to close. Yeah. It was really, if you did not live through that, we cannot tell you enough how absolutely insane that was to try to figure out.
When you do 3 closings in a month and you're heartbroken and you don't get paid, but you push through and make it happen.
Because nobody was doing anything, especially when it really got super bad. You just couldn't find, nobody was doing open houses. That's why people are still leery of open houses, because they remember back then they didn't have the money to do an open house, let alone advertise for one. And there just there was nothing going on. As a matter of fact, it kept going backwards. So for you able to survive, what did you and Dana do differently, do you think? It was just...
I didn't think it would ever end, but it did. The short sale thing started happening, and we pivoted into focusing on that, which was also a miserable time, but it definitely helped us pick back up.
Keeps the doors open, right?
Right.
Short sales are also, if you didn't live through it, that is a talent. If you got the talent then, you certainly cut your teeth on it, because doing a short sale and working with a bank on a short sale, crazy. It was crazy.
You felt like they didn't really want to participate, but they had to.
Yeah.
So, the success rate was not that great at getting the deals closed, and the buyers would fall off the map because it's been 8 months, and we're all learning that at the same time as well. Nobody was an expert in short sales when it first started. Now I'm sure there's plenty of them out there. But
so the title company, you get past the crazy 2008, 2010. But in the back of your mind, we were talking a little bit before we went live. You're a creative person. Obviously, I wish I could show you, and I may do like a turnaround really at the end of this, just so you can see the beautiful amount of space that Sean and his team have here at the Basin at Henry's Depot. But you wanted to do something different. Was owning a space like this always part of the dream or the plan?
Well, luckily the title company was on cruise control without me. My wife Kelsey and Dana are both
amazing.
Way better at running it than I am. So I had a great opportunity to reach out and do something different, which I had a desire to do anyway. So about 3 years ago, a friend of mine came to me, and because I was still in real estate a little bit, dabbling, I didn't actively go out and seek out buyers and sellers, but of course I kept my broker's license. He said that he wanted to find a building in Sanford to open a brewery. And like probably most of the people watching, or a lot of the other people that I've told this story to, were like, Sanford.
That was my first question. Why Sanford?
I was like, wow, I haven't been up there in a long time, but what a weird, okay. So we drove up here, and I sort of felt what I like to see a lot of people feel when they come here for the first time in a few years. And there's definitely a new energy here. There's a lot going on here. Right now there's 5 breweries open and a 6th one set to open next year.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so we started exploring, and I found this building that's an old train station.
Let's talk about that. So again, at the end, guys, I'll do like a quick little turnaround and take the camera off Sean and I, and we'll show you how beautiful this space is. But give us the history. We were talking, I didn't realize you'd become such a history buff of Sanford. This place has so much history. Sanford does too. Google it for sure. But tell them a little bit about it.
So the building that we're in was built in 1940, but it sits on the footprint of the original depot building, which was built in 1880 by the Orange Belt Railroad. And then 1885, Henry Plant bought the small rail system and tied it into his whole rail and steam line system, because of the St. Johns River, and Lake Monroe is right there. So it was, you know, a way to get in and out. So the ships would come down, drop off freight, pick up freight, go back out. And this building is probably 400 yards from Lake Monroe. So there was a rail that went right out into Lake Monroe, and then there was a passenger terminal. But that's why we call it Henry's Depot, after Henry Plant.
Fair. I was going to ask. And I finally got the depot part.
Right.
It took me a while to get the St. Lawrence part earlier, by the way, so that finally clicked.
Yeah.
So tell me about the reason, though, like you have this giant space. Did you and your partners or partner have an idea of, all right, this is what we want to create in this space?
Well, I found the building, and after kind of getting very excited about seeing what was happening in Sanford, we didn't have a full-on plan, and I didn't have much, but I worked with the owner of the building. I structured a deal to buy it with seller financing, and I just took a big risk. And from there, we sort of started looking at the idea of a brewery, and I realized that's a big undertaking, and there's already 5 breweries here. So the building sort of kind of told us what it needed to be, because it's just a long rectangular building. So what we're doing here is we're doing a food hall, and then the bar is the Basin. So we have 6 different restaurants that are coming in.
So we have some food that we're going to try in a bit, and we'll bring on these 2 talented gentlemen at least to say hi at some point. But the bar area is down here, and then so everything food that way. So describe a food hall, because I think a lot of people hear that and they think, oh God, the food court at the mall.
The easiest way to describe it is to say food court, but that's a no-no. We don't say.
We don't use that word.
We actually call it a culinary collective. That's our fancy way.
That's good.
But food hall is what everybody knows. So I was pretty particular about who was coming in, because I think that bringing in talented chefs was the absolute way to make this thing a success.
Absolutely.
And it also gives people an opportunity. If somebody has a great concept, it's very difficult for them to go in a standalone space and build out their space with restrooms and all that. And then the marketing, they have to drive traffic just to their space. So with this, it's a great way for everybody to work together and market together. Bring people. Somebody may come in for Dixie Dharma and try, Grain and Number Pizza,
right,
and say, "Wow, that was awesome," and post it on Instagram, or vice versa.
And so, how did you decide? Let's talk a little bit about. Well, I'm going to try the food in a minute, and I want to talk about that. But obviously, we want to talk about Andrew's drinks. Mm-hmm. You have this amazing menu, which I tagged the Basin, so you guys should be able to go and then follow the links and get to it. The drinks you created, they have a lot of them have history behind them. I'm trying the Monroe. Is that correct?
That's the Monroe.
So the Monroe, what I can tell you about it is the presentation, first of all, that Andrew did is incredible. I like craft cocktails, and then I also love the history. I like to understand it. But to watch somebody in action like Andrew is really cool. But this has a pineapple something, but it's bourbon.
We use a local jam that she makes the jam specifically for cocktails, Smiling Goat. And
so local.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yep. And then the jam is filtered out with all the spirits, and we light a cinnamon stick on. Well, I don't. I was lucky enough to find some really talented people, Andrew being one of them.
And just for the record, it has a real cube in it, which we talked about earlier too. A real solid ice cube.
We don't make ourselves. Somebody actually drives them down from Gainesville.
Which is crazy to me, but how awesome. That's the attention to detail. So you also have like a bramble on there, a bar.
Yeah, I think Andrew's going to bring us another one here, the Bartram Bramble.
Why Bartram Bramble?
So,
well, let's talk about the Monroe. The Monroe is because it's Lake Monroe.
Correct.
Which is out there, and it's absolutely gorgeous. If you have not been to downtown Sanford, you're missing out, because that lake is gorgeous and it's ginormous. Really.
And they're in the process of doing a whole extension along Lake Monroe, the river walk. That's just going to be a walkway, bikeway, jogging path that goes all the way around Lake Monroe right now.
All right, so what is the Barclay? No,
Bartram Bramble. So we have 2 paintings that are hanging in the bar area.
We'll show you those later too.
And on one of the paintings is William Bartram, who was in the late 1700s, took a boat and basically spent a year traveling through the St. Johns River, writing a book about the alligators, all the different trees and plants, the Indians, and they still use that book today in schools. So from the paintings, we pulled different names: Bartram Bramble, we have the Monroe, we have the Osprey for the birds that are around. So I wanted everything to be cohesive and sort of tie in together. So those are our specialty cocktails that we come up with, and we change them out, pretty frequently. Come up with new stuff, add new things, seasonal items.
What's that like on the creative side? Because you get something down. This is probably as close to a perfect drink as you're ever going to get. It's amazing, and I mean that. That's why I like to try things. Oh, we have this. Say hi, Andrew.
How's it going, guys?
Come on in.
Let me get in here.
There he is.
What's up, guys?
There's
How you
Andrew.
doing?
He's awesome.
So traditional Brambles, traditional gin-based cocktail. You get a little fresh lemon juice in there. Little sugar, but topped off with blackcurrant liqueur.
It's gorgeous.
Very nice and refreshing.
Absolutely gorgeous. And so, this is where my liver gets fed, so I'm very happy about that. Cheers, my friend. But you're paying attention to all this detail, and then you're changing it. What's that like for you? And of course, I want to ask, if Kelsey was here, I'd ask her what's that like for her, because that's a whole different world. She's running she's basically working the business side on the title,
Yep.
and then you're really out here being creative. But you have to change if you're changing all the time. But the attention to detail, what's that like? Because you obviously have a vision of making sure as much of this is authentic. Because this is, to me, this feels like authentic old Florida, Sanford. I mean, when you come in here, you drive in here, and you see this, and then you see the menu, I think you're going to be blown away. That's my opinion. So what does Kelsey think?
Kelsey she's a big fan now. At first she was like, I'm gonna murder you for doing this, but she's been unbelievably supportive and totally awesome, and I'm a lucky man to have her.
She's a great lady.
Yep, and it's been exciting for us both to kind of create something that's unique and exciting and different, and we come in and we look around and we shoot together. We'll like put different plants around or do different things with decorating or have different ideas on cocktails and work with Andrew to create new cocktails and things like that. So it's fun for all of us. Even my little 4.5-year-old likes to come in and paint, even though that just creates a big mess.
But the space itself, when you come in, it feels like, well, you guys can't see all of it. Again, I'll do like I do an open house sometimes when I'll have a realtor on. We'll turn the camera around and show, and I'll do that. But right now where we're sitting feels like a sitting room or back in the old days, you would come and living room. You would sit in and kind of relax, and this is a place everybody would sit down and have a conversation. They did turn the music off for this, but there's music playing. And when you see how large this space is, you guys are going to love it. And you have there's Kelsey.
Hey,
we were just talking about you. You're going to have, you have events. You just did a steampunk.
We did a steampunk event. We do live music every Sunday. We're really big about the music, and we want local musicians to come in to play their music. We had this awesome band 2 weeks ago, Major Navarro Band, incredible. And they did a lot of original stuff and stuff that you just don't hear all the time. So I want to sort of be unique, I guess is the best word for it. A lot of the signs and stuff that you see are original. The restroom sign over there is a sign from the 1940s
It's so
gas
cool,
station.
guys.
Yeah, so I don't want any like repop, tchotchke type stuff. So we just wanted to make sure everything was original and cool, I guess.
So I want to take a sip of Andrew's Bartram Bramble, which again, you guys, wow. Oh God, that's dangerous. That is so good. That is delicious, Andrew. So food, let's talk about food, because it's a food hall. So you've got the bar area, obviously. There's a beautiful outside seating area, which I again will show. But you've got this whole area down there where you're bringing in. Tell us about. We're going to talk about the food that we have in front of us, and we can make an intro. But I also want you to talk about what what the different foods are and what you're planning to offer.
So I'll start out by saying one of the things that, and Kelsey and I worked on this together, was, you know, we went to a couple of different food halls and had some different experiences. And one of the big things is making sure that the guest experience is awesome. And normally when you go into a food hall, especially if there's a bar attached, you know, you and I would go in, we'd sit down, and I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna go get some pizza. Yep. And then when I come back, you can, you know, go get your thing. So we tied the point of sale all together. So we could actually come in, sit at the bar, you could order a pizza, and I could order a sandwich from Salvatores, and it would come out, and we just pay right there. We don't have to get up and hunt for it. Or you can come in through the front door, go straight to Salvatore's, get a sandwich, sit down on the side deck or the back patio or in the bar even, and just, you know, enjoy yourself.
Oh, so that's unique. Let me go back to that. I did not know that. So you're right. So when I go to a food hall, I usually have to walk around, and then you're hoping to catch a seat. If you get here and you have a seat, somebody's going to take your order?
Right.
That is unique.
So the bartender or one of the servers, if we're, you know, on a weekend busy time, we'll have servers walking around with handheld. They'll take your order, and that order shoots right to the, you know, say it's the pizza place or whatever.
All right, and so then do I need to go up and get it, or the server brings it to me?
We'll bring it out.
Wow, so that's real service, because the last time I went to a food place, Soto area, I think, yeah, I had to kind of walk around, get my own stuff.
Yeah, it's not a full service dining experience, but it's a convenience factor that, you know, I think helps.
No, I love that, because that's one of the reasons why I don't go to food halls.
Culinary
collectives, because I like to be served, even if it's me just placing the order and having somebody bring it to me.
Right.
I think that's really important. That also allows for people to sit and enjoy the cocktails. You're not constantly shuffling around trying to carry stuff back and forth, which I know can be a nightmare. So what is the plan here? What are our food choices?
So right now we have a Hawaiian concept called Poke Rose, and they are doing poke bowls. He's gonna do whole roasted pigs for like pulled pork over rice. We have Genghis Swans, which is a Mexican-Asian fusion, duck tacos.
Mexican-Asian fusion. Mm-hmm. What's it called?
Genghis Swans.
I love that. That's creative.
We also have Greenery Creamery Ice Cream, which is, they have a location down in Orlando. Delicious ice cream. We have Dixie Dharma, who has a location in Orlando as well. Wildly popular Southern style vegan food, incredible food. I had a guy sitting at the bar the other, because they'd been doing pop-ups here, and I had a guy sitting eating one of the burgers at the bar, and he said, "This burger's incredible." And I said, "You know, it's plant-based." His head exploded on the bar. He said, "No way, there's no way." We also have Grain and Ember, which is a wood-fired pizza concept, and of course we have Salvatore's Prime Italian Sandwiches, who, you know, made some stuff for us.
Yeah, so let's talk about what we have in front of us. We have food, and I'm starving. So you want to come say hi? Come on, bring them over. Oh yeah, you're gonna let's bring it. Say hello.
Hey.
Salvatores.
I'm Robert from Salvatore's Prime Sandwiches. You want to go through and tell you?
Yeah, I'll
today?
hold up. Show us what you have.
Sure. Well, we have a traditional Italian sandwich, which we made with a Chicago olive relish. It has smoked provolone cheese. You have hot capicola, tavern ham, and Genoa salami. And then we also have a club in the back. You may not be able to see it. The club is made with thick peppered bacon, tavern ham, a pastrami flavored turkey, field greens, and tomato.
I'm never leaving. That smells delicious. You want me to hold that while you show us everything else? We have other stuff here. Or tell us what we have.
Okay, so this is very interesting. This is a sweet salami on the end, and it's made with dried Greek fig, smoked paprika, and brown sugar. So that's going to be a sweeter salami. In the middle there, you have a red pepper brie on top of thick cut bacon. These are New York strip medallions soaked in lemon, caper, and butter sauce with white wine. Pretty traditional. On the end there, you have dark chocolate
you guys can't
with
see that.
sea salt and almond.
Okay, my mouth's watering. All right.
On the end, you have snowballs of mozzarella,
which I can show,
with just some oregano. Very simple, with olive oil and garlic salt.
Guys, who's not hungry? I'm starving. Hey, Hafid, what's up, my friend? And then here, which I cannot lift that.
This is a homemade pasta salad, tricolored rotini, pepperoni. Yeah, there you go. Pepperoni, mozzarella, Kalamata olives, Forgino cheese, sweet red pepper, and green bell pepper.
I feel like I'm going to start talking with Italian accent.
God. Well, yeah, Salvatore.
Yeah, forget about it. Forget about it. You guys enjoy.
Thank you so much, Robert. So when are you open?
Right now, the bar is open. We're about probably less than 30 days out from the food spots opening up. The bar is open for happy hour Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We do different pop-ups with some of the different vendors.
So they will come in. So what I want people to know is right now, when you come in, the bar is open on those times. If the pop-up isn't here, that service we were talking about earlier hasn't started quite yet.
Right.
When's the plan for that?
Before the end of the year.
Before the end of the year. So when you come in, this amazing food that Robert just showed you, that is absolutely amazing. I cannot wait to try it. Isn't here yet, but they have pop-ups. Is that on your Facebook page or on your?
Yeah, I'm pretty heavy duty on the Facebook.
Yeah, you're
Instagram
really
stuff.
good at it. You're really good at it. So you wanted to bring in a whole bunch of different. I heard vegan. I heard.
Yes, that is an old fashioned.
Yes, it is an old fashioned. Yes, and this is a bramble. I cannot tell you how good this is.
It's probably the earliest I've ever had an old fashioned, but.
Oh, amateur. I'm kidding. No, everybody knows that's not true. Boom, you're right, Hafiz. So what is the all end January, right? Everything. You're gonna by January you should have everything up and running.
Yes. Hopefully.
That's our plan.
I've learned maybe not to put specific dates in
Understood.
because it was July 4th, 2018, 3 years ago.
Oh,
So
well, hey,
I missed that mark.
listen. No, it's all right. But when you guys see the space, which I'm going to show you in a minute, you'll see that this is not a small undertaking, what they've done. And then when you're working with different owners, restaurateurs, you bring it all in, and then everybody's got to figure out what they want to do. What's great is that you provide that overall umbrella, that overall culinary, what was it called?
Culinary collective.
Collective. It's like a collective in here. But everybody can come in and then you can enjoy whatever it is that you want to enjoy, which is great because first of all, nobody wants to drive to the mall to go to a food, I won't say the C word, but food court.
I love me some Chick-fil-A, don't get me wrong.
Me too. But you have an interest in really developing in this community, and you were telling me earlier that the community itself is super supportive.
Yeah, actually, Sanford, the people of Sanford have all been incredible. The city of Sanford, although you're going to have obstacles and roadblocks
Always.
along the way. I actually just graduated from the Citizens Academy, which is a free program the city does.
That's cool.
It's an 11-week program, and you go through all the different departments, and I just feel like really in the short time that I've been here, and we've lived here for 2 years now, that I feel like I found some place that's similar to where I grew up. A small town community. Kelsey and I were at Lowe's the other day picking up plants, and we had so many plants that we couldn't fit them in our car. And one of the guys that's been in the bar before, he goes, "Oh, are you going back to the Basin? I'm heading home."
Nice.
He put half the plants in his car.
That's cool.
Yeah, and it would just stuff like that happens all the time. It's a really cool place. There's tons of stuff going on here.
I can sense, like, one of the things that I noticed, not that you've ever appeared stressed out to me, but you can tell when you're talking about it and you have a passion, but there's like this calm and excitement at the same time. Like, you're where you're supposed to be, I guess, is the message. And isn't that cool when you can finally get to that?
Yes.
Because a lot of people struggle with that. Both of us being in the business, we were talking about it earlier. I mean, you guys know I'm a licensed loan officer, but and I love my company, but the loan part itself isn't my favorite part. I love my company, but I love working with people. And so when you find that cool mix, because you're still a business owner, you still have to deal with the things that all business owners have to deal with. There's still troubles and trials and tribulations, but the positive, the cool part about it, the part that motivates you, you can tell you're feeling that. So kudos to you, and kudos to Kelsey for the support on that. Because I know it's a lot when you've got your partner, your lifetime partner, your wife, your spouse, they have to be all in too. And sometimes that's an interesting factor. I've dragged Stacy along in many things over 30 years. All right, so what I want to do is, and we won't close out the show yet, but I'm going to turn the camera around. I'm going to show you the bar. I'm going to show you the sort of the outside area. I won't make it long because I'll probably shake the camera, but I think it's really important for you guys to see it. So I'm going to turn it around. It's not going to be our pretty faces anymore, so bear with me for a sec. All right, so there's a little glare, but you're going to see how beautiful the lighting is. That's Andrew, and then I can't see who's at the bar with him, but he's, oh yes I can. Hello, my friend. So this is the bar area, beautiful, and what I want you to see, even though it's a little bit of a glare, you can see that there's a beautiful outside area. And guess who's walking up? The gorgeous Mrs. Kelley, I believe. But here is, just from this perspective, I want you to see the space. 7,800 square feet, is that what you said? Sean? 7,800 square feet?
Yep. Originally it was 6,000. We took a wall up and added.
So look, I mean, that's the sign that he was talking about earlier, not kitschy. Coral Copus says, hey, Kelsey. But you can see how much space they have.
This is the old crate scale where they would have had
Oh my God, that's so cool.
And they would wheel it on here. And when I took the original boards up, I found the old weigh arm.
No way. Oh my God, that's so cool. But you can see, look how much space. So there are, how many are going in?
6 total vendors.
6 total vendors. Hi guys. Everybody's working here today. I mean, it's just beautiful. And the parking, by the way, you know, I was a little afraid on First Street, but you've got an entire beautiful parking lot in the back.
We have tons of parking.
So there's Salvatores, or Salvatores, sorry. I mean, the space is beautiful. And look, you can see out. So that's First Street out there.
Yep.
And then looking back this way, you can see how far the bar goes. I know the lighting is, here it's actually beautiful. I know it comes across a little funny on the screen, but it's gorgeous. So so everybody's got their thing, and then your 6 is it, right?
We could add more later if we wanted to, but I wanted to make sure there was ample seating inside. So we've left
That's
a
the
couple
other thing
spaces
that's
open.
different. So you've left some seating here. Because that's always my biggest thing with the box places or the, whatever they're called, culinary collectives, is seating.
You can say food hall.
I'll say food hall.
Yeah.
But is the seating. The seating can be a challenge. And then if you can't get a seat, the last thing you want to do is get your drink or get your food, and then you have no place to sit. You guys have a ton of room. There's the gorgeous Kelsey Brock. I'm sorry, yeah, Kelsey Brock Kelley. I know your name.
Mwah.
Hi, baby. We'll see you in a minute. Here, let's turn around. There she is. See, so much prettier.
Hello.
She's prettier than Sean and I. All right, let's sit back down and finish. Yay, isn't it gorgeous, guys? Oh my God, it's beautiful.
Oh my goodness.
I know, I can't wait to try. I can't wait.
Look at your shoes.
Oh, you like the shoes?
Oh, I love them.
Pink sparkly. You and I scratched them. Here, you come in.
We'll
Always
put you
better.
as sugar in the middle.
I'll be the old guy in the middle who wants to try that food. All right, so address is
212 West First Street.
212 First West Street in beautiful downtown Sanford. You don't want to miss out on this. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Sunday live music with killer drink specials, $5 Bloody Marys. It's probably the best.
And
See us.
come see them. All right, any parting words of wisdom, anything you want to shout out to anybody? We usually talk about mentors on the show. You're welcome to give a shout out to anybody who mentored you, or anything you want them to know about the Basin, what's coming up, if you want to talk about that. Just anything to throw it out and get us going, because I got to get some food.
Yeah.
So
On December 14th, we're actually doing a Victorian era Christmas party, so that should be fun. And
I love that idea.
I'm
Yeah.
getting ready to deck the halls for the holidays in here, so definitely come get in the holiday spirit with us and come have a cocktail, and we're looking forward to seeing.
Yeah, guys, don't be, look, you know me, I drove here, by the way, which I usually Uber everywhere. But I wanted to be able to tell people, too, like, the drive is not bad. Don't let I-4 and the scariness
And
of
there's
I-4.
Sunrail.
I
We
was
have a-
gonna say,
we
if
have a
you
free
Oh,
come
how
trolley.
about Sun-
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you can take the Sunrail, and there is a trolley that will pick you up at the Sunrail station and drop you off downtown.
Good to know. See, these are the things I need to know. Your guys are young enough to know what that means. Trolley's more my era, but Sunrail. You guys are both a joy. You know I love you to pieces. I think this is an amazing, amazing spot. And you're going to get an experience here that you're not going to get anywhere else, I promise you. And I'm going to report back on the food once I've eaten it for sure. But Salvatores, thank you, Robert. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Kelsey. Thanks, everybody here at Henry's Depot. We love you guys, and we will see you later. And for my appointment later, I'm going to be a little bit late. Just a little.
I'm feeling good.
But I love you. Mwah. We'll see you soon. Bye, guys.